Hi, I'm Mrs. R, your co-video substitute teacher. So today we're going to do another little check-in about a couple of questions we may still have, and then we're going to do a really nice sensory activity, and I'll show you a fun way into making it into a game, okay? So first, a few questions. So we have to remember to do our social distancing, right? That's where we stay away from people. It is the number one most important thing you need to do in order to protect everyone and yourself and your own family. And so a lot of kids have asked, like, well, can we go outside? Yes, you can go outside and play. The problem is you can't be near anyone else when you do it. This is why a lot of parks are shut down or they're recommending that you not go. It varies according to where you're at. But that means that you could play on playground equipment and stuff. You'd have to clean your hands immediately afterwards, by the way, because germs can get left on there. But the problem is you can't do it if anybody else is there. So it might be easier if you have a backyard you can play in, or if your apartments have a big area where you can play. You just can't come around other people. You can wave to your friends, but you cannot be near them. So remember, if you were laying down and then you were laying down again, that far away from someone else, okay? So yes, you can go outside. In fact, it's actually really healthy to go outside, get fresh air. Sunshine actually makes your body make something called vitamin D. That's cool, right? You can also get it from like milk and stuff like that, but going outside's more fun than just simply drinking milk. I mean, chocolate milk's good, but I mean, what if you don't have it, right? I mean, going outside's awesome. You can't be around someone else. Remember to continue washing your hands and, hide your sneezes and all those other things. But one of the biggest questions we have is, when do we go back to school? A lot of us are already doing our alternate learning or e-learning, depending where you're at. You may have already started doing that, where you get assignments in a packet from school and you do these this day, these the next day, these those days. Or maybe you actually get online on a computer or something and you get your assignments there. But when do we actually go back to the school? There's something you need to be prepared for. It's actually possible that we will not go back into the school building before this grade is up, okay? So, say if you're a third grader right now, you're third grade, you may not actually go back to that classroom. It may not be all the way till the end of the school year. We actually still don't know. But our best way to guarantee getting to go back is the social distancing and the hand washing. Super important. Do not gather around other people. That's our best way of making sure the disease doesn't get too many people and it gets over with and we can go back. But you should probably prepare yourself for it's very possible that you may finish out this school year not actually in the building. So that's something you want to think about. But you'll still have your classes, your teachers. You can still get a hold of them, or your parents can. They're there to help you still, okay? Your teachers are there for you, and they miss you so much. You have no idea. They miss you so much. And when we have all these little questions, one of the weird questions is, where do I find out the answers to my questions? I mean, I can't just wait for Mrs. R to come along and give my particular question, right? I don't know. So it's important, though, that we not listen to what's called rumors. Rumors are where, you know what, I heard so-and-so said that's going to be like this. And I already heard so-and-so said it's like that. And, oh, I heard this. And they may not actually know. I don't think they're lying, by the way. They may believe it's the truth, but it doesn't mean they know for sure. So you need to talk to your parents, and your parents need to go to either the sites from the governors for your state or the mayor of your city, or they can go to what's called the CDC, that stands for Centers for Disease Control, okay? They have official websites out there where we can get the actual real answers. Not just YouTube videos where a guy says what he thinks he knows, but actual experts who are talking about this, okay? The president has one that does his meetings with him, things like that. So those are where you would go to find out those answers. You need to ask your parents to find that information on an official website for you, and they can do that, okay? They can look that stuff up. So it's important that they have the right sources, though. So all that aside, let's talk about an activity that is fun, okay? And first, we're going to talk about it instead of like the fun game way, just simply in the calming way. Last time we talked about the 5 things you see, the 4 things you feel, 3 things you hear, 2 things you smell, 1 thing you taste. That was a way to get us calm and grounded. We did our breathing. The breathing part is it actually does a thing in your body. It's not just making you stop and breathe. Breathing helps puts oxygen in your system. That's what I'm trying to say. It helps put extra in there, and your body needs that to work, and then it gets better. It makes it calmer. But once you get that, you're like, okay, I need to do something though. See if you can ask your parents for what we're going to call sensory materials, okay? I've used beans. These are black beans. And they're hard because they're not cooked, okay? They come in a bag. This is the bag they came in. See, it's not even that big a bag. Costs about $1, sometimes less. These work really well. I like these a lot. You can also use rice and a few other things, but you have to have your parents' permission. You can ask them to buy some of these for you, because you can cook these afterwards, by the way. Because to cook beans, you actually have to sort and rinse them. So anything that's not a bean, your mom will find that. They'll see that when they sort it. And then beans get actually cooked for a long time. They get boiled, and then they sit, and then they get cooked. So all that, make sure that any germs you've gotten in here, because they have to be rinsed even before that, that's the sorting, rinsing part, means that you can actually do this with beans, and your parents can still cook with them if they want. For some of us, though, we can just use that $1, and that can just be your play beans, or beans, not beads. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay? And the great thing about this is it just actually feels nice. Look, this is very nice and calming. It feels good on my hands. I like beans better than rice. Dry noodles work, things like that. But rice is actually really hard to get sorted and cleaned well, depending on what else you may put in here, so that it's not necessarily an easy one to use, and it doesn't cook as long. It usually cooks about 20 minutes. So these cook like 2 hours at least. So it doesn't necessarily guarantee that it all gets cleaned well. So beans work a little better if you have to have your mom clean them and use them. You just get to keep them. It doesn't matter. Now, so I said this is very nice and calming, but I said we can make it into a game, right? To make it into a game, this is a sensory match game. You're going to put things in here, and these things have to be small. I actually have beads from a necklace. You need them to match. You need 2 of the same thing. They have to look the same, okay? I also have these beads from a necklace. Do not take apart anybody's necklace in your house. Don't do that, okay? Don't think, my sister doesn't really care about that necklace. No, you can ask your mom's permission if she has something, okay? You need these things to be safe things. They can't have pins on them or something that would poke you, okay? They need to be something safe, all right? And they have to be something you have permission to use. But they need to be fairly small because we're hiding them in the beans. So if it's something really big, it's kind of going to be easy to find, and you need 2 of them. I also have these are from a little peg game on a little wooden board. I have 2 of these because I need a match. I'm gonna put those in there. And the last is I have these weirdly tiny dice from a game. I have a lot of dice, don't I? This comes up a lot. But no, and they're small. So I'm gonna put those in there. Now, right now you can see them, yeah, in the top. So we need to bury them, okay? Now, if you want to play this as a game against somebody, you can try taking turns, but it's easier actually if you do your whole game and you time it. Remember how we talked about having a timer on our phone? Mine has what's called, I go to my clock, I have my alarms and stuff, but over here it's a stopwatch. I'm going to go to it. I need to reset it. And then when I'm ready to play, I just go, oops, excuse me, like that. And it's now counting up. If I find all of them, I stop. Another way to do it is you just allow somebody 30 seconds on a turn. For that, you need the timer, okay? So I go over here and I say 30 seconds. Are you ready? Go. And when that goes off, when that goes off, their turn is over and then you get your turn. You can try it that way too. But you don't need anybody else for this game. But what you need is, if you're playing by yourself, don't cheat. You're not winning anything. Put it, look, I'm gonna set it way over here, and I'm gonna look this way. I'm gonna look at you. Now my fingers, we can hear it, right? I just feel beans. Oh, this is hard. Wait, I got something. Oops, I forgot to stop that timer. There we go. So I guess my turn would be over. I found this, so I have one of them. So timer went off. Let the other person have a turn. But what if they get mine? We'll have to match together. We'll have to work together, won't we? But like I said, what if I just do all myself and I set that stopwatch where it's counting? And then when I find them all, or I decide, you know what, I give up. I'm done. Stop my time. And then you see if the other person can do it faster than you. They go and you start that timer and it starts counting up. And they find them and you go, stop. How'd I do? And they're like, it took you 5 minutes. It only took me 4. I win. The point is we're trying to find a match though. So like I said, I'm feeling in here. I feel there's another one of these in here and I can't even feel it. If that's making you frustrated, this is not supposed to make you frustrated, right? Right? You're by yourself. Let's look. Yeah. You're like, why didn't you start there, Mrs. R? Because I wanted you to know there's other ways to make games of it. This way is called, okay, I found one of these beads. So I have one silver bead and one of these, oh, I found the other. I made a match. Look, guys, I made one. I'm gonna set that there. And then I can just keep going and seeing what else I find. I see one of the, oh, I see a sparkle. I think it's the bead. One of the, yeah, I got one of these. So now I have one of the silver beads, one of the blue beads, and one of the dice. None of these match. How can I not find another match? I'm gonna work on this for a while. And this is very calming to me. And you know what? There we go. I got a match, got another match. And if I want to do this again, because I feel like I just need a little more calming, I just put it back in. I just put the stuff back in, and I can go again. I'm gonna cover him up. And then I'm just gonna see what I can find. See if I can make any matches. So I did say, by the way, the little bag, you need a little, it needs to be in a container. If it's too big, you'll only have one layer and you'll see everything immediately, okay? But if it's too small, if the beans are very near the top of your container, when you put your hand in, they're gonna go everywhere. Ask your mom or whoever there is at the house what kind of container. This is just like a little cheap Tupperware kind of container. You know, it's not even an actual Tupperware brand. It's, oh, there it says. It says it's Rubbermaid. That's what I got. I probably bought it at the grocery store. I don't even remember. But it has a lid too. So when I'm done playing today, I'm going to put the lid on and then I can put it somewhere. My mom doesn't need the beans, particularly if she said I can just keep them. But I need that lid on because if you're done playing and you walk off and the dog or your little sister or somebody else, dad or somebody bumps that table and knocks those beans off on the floor, you will get in trouble. And then I'm going to get in trouble for telling you to do it. Don't get me in trouble. We're friends like that. You don't need to get me in trouble, right? I'm not going to get you in trouble. You're not going, right? Please remember to put the lid on it. And that way you can save it. Nothing else gets in there. Nothing else gets messy. And you can save it for another day to play again. Okay? So, if you have some rice or some beans or something like that, if you had little rocks, you could even do it with little rocks, but I don't really have like that many little rocks. I don't know, maybe you have some place where you can use them, but I don't. But that way, you have something you can run your hands in, and that can feel very calming. I kind of like even the noise if other noises aren't going on, but I definitely like finding the things. You can put other things in there and see if you can find a match. Little Lego pieces are another good one. You don't want something that's going to break apart, and you don't want something that's going to have pokey parts, right? You don't want to hurt yourself doing this or anybody else. So pick safe, small items, mix them up with your beans, and enjoy the sensory or play a game. We'll see you later.